Make sure you follow the rules, guys. None of that craziness in this live stream. This is going to be a quick one. I've been getting some people asking me a lot of questions about your Bermuda grass. Listen, your Bermuda grass may be going dormant and may be turning brown, but the weeds are still alive and actively growing in your. If you're new to this live stream, guys, please hit and hold the like button. Let me know that you are watching this channel. And I want to make sure that everybody can hear me. If you can hear me, make sure you put a we can hear you BYD in the comments. And by the way, make sure you comment below and tell me what weeds do you currently have in your yard, or do you even know how to identify those weeds? I got a light going on here, and I don't know if it's too much. I'm gonna turn it off. You guys tell me when I turn this light off. Should I leave the light on or should I leave it off? Somebody put that in the comments. All right, guys, so let's get straight to it. A lot of you guys have Bermuda grass. The Bermuda grass is starting to go dormant right now. I'm gonna put that light back on. I can see myself. You dark skin, you don't show up that great. All right. A lot of you guys have Bermuda grass and it's going dormant. But a lot of you guys have been told that the frost is going to kill off all your weeds. The frost is going to kill off those summer weeds like crabgrass, spurge. Trying to think of some other ones, but those type of weeds that it's going to kill off. If you have weeds in your yard now and they just started to grow, more than likely those are winter weeds. Now your winter weeds will consist of, and I got a little list here, so you'll see my eyeballs going back and forth, will be clover, chickweed, henbit, bittercress, wild onion, wild garlic, and Dallisgrass, and also the dreaded poa. All right, now poa is POA, annual bluegrass, is not going to be killed off by the frost. Poa is actually a winter weed. It loves the winter. If you put down your pre-emergent September, the end of September, well, middle September around the end, and October, you're going to need a second dose to put down. The pre-emergent that you're putting down now is not for crabgrass. Even though you may be buying a pre-emergent that says crabgrass preventer, something like that. Hold on for just a second. Here, we got to make sure we got everything just right here. You guys can hear me, right? Just want to make sure that before we go any further, because somebody said that they couldn't hear me in the comments here. All right, hold on for just a second. Don't go nowhere, guys. I'm just making sure all the settings are right before we get into this thing here. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna check the comments real quick down here. Just want to make sure. Guys, there's a lot going on since they changed these dials here. Now, if you got any questions, make sure you put it down in the comments. I will make sure that I will get to it. We got a question down here already. I bought the Sunnyland pre-emergent after watching your video. I've been lazy to lay down because it's cold. Is it too late to apply? Listen, soil temps are everything. If you waited this late and you never applied any pre-emergent, you can still put it down. But once you start getting soil temps, not outside temps, soil temps under 50 degrees, it's going to be hard for it to work because you got to water that stuff in. Ground temps had to be at a certain temperature for it to actually penetrate and get activated. If you did not put any down, I still would go ahead and put some down. Don't delay it, guys, because this is something I've been preaching it. If you've been watching me on Instagram and on YouTube, the last 4 or 5 videos have literally been about pre-emergent. Pre-emergent is the key to preventing or controlling weeds in your lawn. If you waited this late, you may have an issue, guys, so you have to go ahead and still put it down. Now, is it too late? It's too late in a sense, but everybody's conditions are different. You don't know what's actually germinating. I give you an example. Poa does not germinate all at the same time. So poa, once the seeds fall off those plants, it could sit in your yard between 2 to 5 years up underground. When it rains, some of it may float up. A certain temperature may activate some of them, but you got to go ahead and put it down. This is the reason I told you to put it down in September, the end of September, which is like the end of summer, so you can get a jump on it. A lot of people say, oh, it's too hot, this and that. Temperature change like that. That polar blast came flying from up north, well, from Canada all the way down to Florida, and soil temps literally dropped. So this is why I tell people, make sure you get it into the soil as soon as you can. All right, what's up, Jonathan? We got Jonathan in the house. Florida, is it too late to start? No, it's not too late to start, but I know you guys got a blast of cold air down there, so you got to go ahead and put it down there. 10 acres of freedom. Been a fan for a while. Appreciate that, sir. I applied pre-emergent the second time last Saturday. Is it cool that I spray weed control? No, you could do both of them the same day. Note that that weed control or weed kill for lawn is only gonna basically work in temperatures of 50 degrees or higher. Even though the bottle may say 45, 50 degrees and higher. When you spraying weed kill for lawn on a cold yard, it's going to take longer to work. So if you did it in the summer, it could take a week. If you did it when it's like this, it could take 2, 3, it could take a month. You'll see it start to curl up just a little bit. But the reason you want to get that onto those weeds now and not necessarily pull them up is you wanted to get down into the roots. Sometimes the top will die from the frost, those. I'm talking about the summer weeds, but you still have root power in the ground. You got to spray the weeds that's there. If you're spraying winter weeds like poa, chickweed, henbit, make sure you're using a formula that works. Image works pretty good on it. Image works slow, but it works pretty good on it. So you could try that. Soil temp still 65 degrees here in California, but we'll drop another 10 degrees. Timing is everything. Going for round 2. Yeah. Listen, who said that? Moon Doggy, I hope I said that right, is absolutely correct. Timing is everything. Stop waiting and trying to do it at the exact moment you think. Get it down a little bit ahead of time. If the stuff lasts 2 to 4 or 5 months in the soil, why are you waiting to the last little bit to put it down? If you applied this in September, what you're putting down now in November is just going to extend the control. Now, a lot of people ask me, can you put it down in December? Once again, it's going to depend on where you live at. If you applied it in September, October, was October, mid-October, then yeah, a December application won't hurt. If it's snowing, guys, you already know you're too late and it's not going to make a difference. All right, let's see here. See if we got any other questions. You got any other questions, make sure you leave them in the comments. And guys, please hit and hold the like button. We only got 5 likes, got 34 people in the chat. We need to get the likes up. All right, so let me make sure I'm staying on point here. I got a little thing I wrote here. I'm gonna make sure. Well, I told you about the winter weeds, the clover, chickweed, henbit, bittercress, wild onion, and wild garlic. Dallisgrass. Now, Dallisgrass is not a winter weed. Dallisgrass actually germinates during the summer. Dallisgrass will go dormant in the wintertime after a couple of frosts, but it does not die. Dormant and dead are 2 totally different things. Dormant means it's just at a state where it's brown on top, but the roots are still alive and it's waiting to come back. Now, the deal with Dallisgrass is the seeds drop off and you got a plant that's going to come back. If you're in the big box store and Revolver and Certainty, you can't get those things at the big box store. If you get Roundup, the low dosage one, I would spot spray just the Dallisgrass. Do not spray your entire yard with that, even though it's dormant. I know a lot of people have said I sprayed my entire yard while it was dormant. I don't recommend it because a lot of people will not get that. You won't get that process right, and you'll end up messing up your yard in the future. All right, so go ahead and spot spray all the Dallisgrass. Now, having said that, you may need 2 or 3 treatments. So make sure you spray it a couple of times. Even if it gets really, really cold and you still see it out there, still go out there and spray it. Pulling it up is not really going to help. It's hard to dig up Dallisgrass because it doesn't just grow in one clump. It grows out the ground. If you look real closely, you'll see pieces of it everywhere. All right. So let me answer this question real quick. Got a question from Charles William here. Should I put down the Sun and Land 007 mid-November regardless of the temperature? Yes, please go ahead and put it down now, guys. Do not wait. Put it down now. We're not talking about the outside temperatures. We're talking about your soil temps. Your soil temp can be 65 degrees and your outside temps can be 59 degrees. All right, the soil temp is not the same as your outside temps. You got to remember that. All right, let's see if we got any more. I'm just checking as we go along here. Guys, if you're new to the live stream, please hit and hold the like button. 32 people in the live stream, only 13 likes. And guys, if you want to do a super chat, very much appreciated right there, guys. That does help the channel out. Let's see here. Let me see. Okay, the next one is the reason you need to go ahead and apply your pre-emergent in November and December because it just extends the barrier that you've already put down late summer, early fall. You need to go ahead and apply it. Late fall pre-emergent means less weeds in the springtime. All right. And remember what I said. Even though we're putting this down, your winter weeds like henbit, poa, chickweed, that stuff will show up in the spring also. The pre-emergent you're putting down now is not for crabgrass. Even though your bag may say crabgrass preventer, it's not for crabgrass. Your February application will be the start of your crabgrass prevention and grassy weed prevention and some of your summer weed prevention. But you have to put it down. I always say mid-February, all right? Don't wait until it warms up to start trying to put this stuff down because you're going to be too late. Don't wait to mid-spring when the weeds have already started growing. Pre-emergent does not kill your current weeds. It helps prevent weeds from germinating in the future. All right, we got a super chat here from Sam Trial Ellison 27. Hope I got that right. Really do appreciate that, guys. Guys, it doesn't hurt for you to put a super chat down there. $2, $5. That does help the channel. Keep this in mind, guys. BYD is the only guy giving you a live stream about keeping weeds out of your lawn. Nobody else is doing this right now on the internet. Everybody else is making cat videos and shop at my channel videos and trying to sell you chemicals that don't really work at this moment. BYD is the only guy giving you a live stream on how to prevent weeds in your yard come next season. Fall is the time that you start doing this. Don't wait till spring. All right, armyworms got me bad this year. I decided that, let me see, I applied, is that dual side? When I first noticed them, then BioGuard and Spectricide, but you put a lot down there. Listen though, I tell people this. At the beginning of October, you need to do the soil test to see if you have armyworms. And that simply means you just get the bucket test. Fill a 5-gallon bucket up with water. I say warm water. Don't use cold water. Warm water with dish detergent in it. Pour it in a little area and see if anything happens. And once you dump that bucket and you see little worms and stuff start coming up, you have a problem. Now, I personally tell people you need to put insect control down 2 to 3 times a season. Don't wait till you see the insects. Everything I'm telling you is a preventative measure to make sure that you have a better yard. All right. We got Kevin Jackson said I put down pre-emergent Labor Day weekend, still got poa popping up. Yeah, it's just because you put it down does not mean it's going to stop everything. Now, let me explain this to you too. I get people that say that, but it could be a lot of reasons. when you put it down, you didn't water it in properly. Or you let a rainstorm come and it literally was a gully washer and it could have washed a lot of it out. Even though you got some, you still need to treat it with post-emergent, like image certainty, stuff like that. You got to make sure you're spraying something that says it specifically kills spore. Image spore control is very slow, 4 to 5, 6 weeks for it to work, but it does work. Negate, you can get results in 2 to 3 weeks. But having said that, negate is not something you can buy at the big box store. Certainty works pretty good. Same thing, 2 to 4 weeks. It'll work. If your Bermuda grass is dormant and you got spore popping up, spray it with Roundup, but not the whole yard, just the areas where you see it. Don't drench it. Don't go in there and be like, you peeing on this. You got to lightly do it in these areas and just keep an eye on it. Spore is one of the harder weeds to control. Dallisgrass is the worst weed to get rid of. All right. My palm plant is turning brown in North Carolina. That was from Black Moon 2.0. Let's see. What do you recommend for pre-emergent and the same thing? Put down whatever you can get. Sunnyland 007, if you can, Sunnyland or Yard Mastery. If you can find a Yard Master or any of these pre-emergents at this time, because when you get this late in the season, that stuff starts to disappear. Guys, if you're new to the live stream, make sure you hit and hold that like button. We only got 18 likes and 36 people in the live stream here. And if you want to do a super chat, that will be greatly appreciated, guys. It's just a little tip that you can give us for providing this free information to you. All right, I'm just making sure I got down, I'm trying to get the questions out of the way as I see them here. All right, let's go to the next one here. All right, now a lot of people ask me this too about scalping. You should not scalp your yard to the white meat, which means 1 inch or lower, or till you see dirt. Should not be doing that now. When I mention scalp, I'm talking about between 1 to 2 inches. Those of you who have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 inch Bermuda grass, it should have never gotten that high. More than likely, you've been over fertilizing your Bermuda grass if it's healthy and it shot up and you didn't cut it often enough, or it's outpacing your cut. All right, that's why you hear people say that I had to cut my Bermuda grass 2, 3, 4 times in a week. Even though you've been told that Bermuda grass loves nitrogen, it loves nitrogen. I do not recommend you slamming it with high nitrogen and your yard is healthy. A soil test is going to help you all the way with making your decisions. But if you don't do a soil test, you got to manage that fertilizer that you put down. How often should you fertilize? Spring, summer, fall. Generally, you only need to do it 3 times. Even though you may have downloaded the Yard Mastery app and it's giving you all these recommendations, if you don't want to be mowing your ass off, I would recommend just 2 to 3 times. If you're mulching your grass that does not have weeds in it, that's going to be another form of fertilization right there. Guys, I do appreciate that we're up to 21 likes, 37 people on live stream. Guys, if you are new to this live stream, you have to hit that subscription button. That should be a red button somewhere around there. Click on it and it'll subscribe you to the channel. Guys, I give more content, more information on how to get a better yard. Now, people ask me about St. Augustine. I spoke to a guy from Texas who has St. Augustine. His recommendation was, and Alan Hain did this too, you got to keep that particular grass fed with nitrogen, but you also have to keep it cut at 3 to 4 inches, depending on how you like it. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. And you got to keep that St. Augustine watered. St. Augustine is not a grass like Bermuda grass that can go an extended period of time without being watered. I didn't say you don't have to water Bermuda, but you don't have to water it every day like I see some people doing. When you water your Bermuda grass every day, instead of your roots growing this long, they grow this long. They get shallow because they adapt to the situation. It's no need for them to dig deeper because you constantly give it water. When you go a week or two without watering it and you get Mother Nature rain, your roots will go a little bit deeper and they'll get a little bit stronger. So for us to St. Augustine, keep it fertilized. Make sure you water that thing, all right? All right, I'm just checking out something here. I'm going to put a poll down here too. And I want you guys to tell me what is the current weed in your yard. Tell me what is the current weed in your lawn. All right. All right, guys, there's a little sticker down there somewhere. You just tell me what's the current weed in your yard lawn. Go ahead and answer that. All right, let's see here. Great information. I've been following you for the last 3 years, and your instructions have always worked for me in the metro area. That's from Jeffrey. No, Lily. I hope I got that right. Guys, if you're new to the live stream, please hit and hold the like button. 46 people in the live stream, 28 likes. That's good. I want to try to get that up to 100. All right, Jonathan said he has Dallisgrass. Jonathan, you did hear what I said about Dallisgrass, right? Comment below right there. DAN, I don't know what that is. What's that? All right, guys, make sure you comment down below what is the weed in your yard. If you have any weeds. If you don't have any weeds, put down there, I don't have any weeds, BYD. Virginia buttonweed. Listen, if you stay in Houston and you got Virginia buttonweed, that's really an easy fix. If you use, this is store-bought chemicals. You don't have to go get no blindside or none of that stuff. Spectracide 470. That's the one with the orange, the black bottle, the orange writing on it. Spray that on there, and you may need 2 applications, but it will knock that stuff right out. All right. Spurge should be starting to die off because we're going into the winter time. All right, you can spot spray spurge with Spectracide 470. Pour cannot be treated with Spectracide 470. You're gonna have to use Image. I used to call it Image Red Label, but I think Image, they took that red, the little red thing off there. And Pour used to be listed on the front of the bottle. Now it's on the back of the bottle. I don't know why. All right. Somebody said grassy weeds, wild onion, stuff like that. You could treat wild onion and wild garlic with Spectracide 470. The grassy type weeds, depending on what it is, I don't know exactly what it is, but those could still be treated with Spectracide 470. It may not knock them all out because a lot of people say grassy weeds and it's actually Dallisgrass. All right, let's see here. No worries on my last name. Folks always chop it up. Last name is Nunnally. I hope I got it right. Goosegrass. Goosegrass will die from the first and second frost. But goosegrass seeds won't die with the plant. You have to have put your pre-emergent down in September and in November, or either the 1st of October and come December. And then again in February to try to prevent goosegrass from regerminating come around first part of summer, something like that. Goosegrass goosegrass spreads faster than any weed I ever seen. I had a whole section on my backyard that had that. All right, hopefully we'll get it under control. All right, we had Dallisgrass, but first round dug it up, praying it will not come back. It may not come back, but the chances are it will, because just digging it up, you didn't get rid of the seeds. The seeds fall off that thing and they spread like you wouldn't believe. All right, so make sure you get some pre-emergent down. And I would actually go and spray the spot that you pulled it up. I would spray a little taste of Roundup right on that spot, just to make sure that I got the roots, because a lot of times when people pull it up, they break the roots. All right, I think I have Pour. How do you tell the difference? Pour, listen, Pour, I wish I could show pictures on here, but I can't. I can't show pictures on here. Let me see. I think I can. Hold on. Let me put this. Hold on. Let me see. I think I got a picture of poor. Don't go nowhere, guys. Somebody asked a question. I want to show it to them. All right. I don't know if you can. Can you see that? That's how it looks when it's at its later stage. Let me know if you can see that, guys, because my head is pretty huge and it's taking up a lot of the screen. But those little seeds on the top, they fall off. Now, if you look in the very back, you see thin green grass that's coming up now. Not this part. It just looked like a lot of people say, "Oh, my Bermuda grass seeds are growing." If you planted Bermuda grass seeds, they are not growing. I'm here to tell you, they are not growing. They do not germinate in the fall or winter or early spring. They will germinate mid-spring when temps get over 80, 85, and early summer. That's the best time. I don't recommend it. I'm just telling you, that's when they grow. But that poa, that's what it looks like when it's at its full bloom right there. But right now, if you got little grass coming up and you thinking it's Bermuda grass, or you thinking it's just something else, that's probably what it is. If it's growing up in like a little bitty clump and it's like a little patch of grass. All right, let's see. Boom. All right. That worked out fine right there. I'm just trying to see if we got any more questions down here. I can't, the thing when you put it behind you like this, you can't slide it over. It just, I don't think you can. Let's see. No, it won't let you slide it over. It is what it is. It has those little dainty seeds on it. I used Tinkerbell seeds. Yeah, if it looked like what I showed you, that's poor. All right. And if you don't address that right now, guys, you are going to be in for a world of trouble. That's why I keep making these videos about pre-emergent. A lot of guys will say, "Oh, it's too late, this and that." I don't care. Put that pre-emergent down and water it in. Pre-emergent, the granular formula is not going to work unless you water it in. Now, having said that, I did a video telling you guys that when you put down pre-emergent, and let me see if I can find that picture real quick. Don't go nowhere. Don't go nowhere. I don't know if I could find it, but I did a post on my Instagram, and I may have done it on here. Don't go nowhere, guys. If it took me away, I'm just trying to find a picture real quick. All right. Hopefully this picture will pop up. All right. If you look behind me, you see those little white granulars. There's some yellow ones down there. Let me get away. You see it? All right. That's pre-emergent applied to the soil. You have to water it in. Now, having said that, those granulars, they're going to fade. That's because the pre-emergent washed off of it. Those granulars will be left there. Sometimes it could take months for that stuff to go away. A lot of people say, "Oh, my pre-emergent didn't work," and it was still there. And what should I do? It did. It came off, but those take a while to break down. Some companies use limestone. Some companies use another carrier. I don't know. But what they do is when they're making it, they have these carrier. They call it a carrier agent. They go down the assembly line and it's being shaken, or however they do it. The chemical is sprayed on it with some kind of adhesive. It sticks to it. They put it in the bag. You get home, cut the bag open, turn your dial on whatever it says on the back of the bag. If you got a Scotch, I think it's 5.5. If you got a Lisco, it's 14. And when you push it, it broadcasts all over the yard. When you water it, the pre-emergent washes down into the soil, at least an inch. You can't really stick nothing in there and know. Or you could do the screwdriver test and see how deep your screwdriver is going to go after you water it. But that don't mean it went down 3 or 4 inches. Long story short, it washes off that. And then with your seeds, pre-emergent does not kill the weed seeds. I want you to listen to what I'm saying, because people gonna say you're contradicting yourself. The weed seeds are still going to germinate. When they germinate and they touch that barrier, that chemical, it's going to retard, or it's going to prune that root back down, or it's going to disrupt the cellular activity in that weed, and it's not going to germinate. Now, having said that, you're going to have to rotate the formulas that you use. Everybody know about prodiamine. That's the most predominant one. Then you got pendimethalin. That's the one that's in the Let's Go 007. Then you got dimension, or what they call dithiopyr. That one is a pre-emergent and a slight post-emergent for crabgrass that may germinate past where it actually should have stopped it. It still could have some killing a killing effect later on. All right. But I just want to show you that right there, guys, because people are always saying that it didn't work, and it actually did. So let me go back and put that back down there. Move that out of the way. All right, let's see here. I have St. Augustine. I live in North Texas. My current weed are sandburrs. I tried many suggestions, but nothing seems to work. Please help. If you have sandburrs in your yard, this is what I'm going to tell you what to do. You're going to either have to go to ChatGPT, or you're going to have to actually go to Google itself, and I will Google that question. You're going to get information from people telling you how to kill sandburrs, and they never even got them before. A lot of people just read the label, but they don't really understand what they're trying to kill. ChatGPT would be your best answer for that, to get a better answer. It can actually give you a plan on how to eliminate that, but you still got to put the pre-emergent down. All right. Austin Martinez said, I appreciate all the knowledge you dropped for us. I just started following you, and when I get my landscaping business going and I have some revenue, I will bless you. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. MC, I put down Let's Go pre-emergent in October. I can't get the Yard Mastery from the second. Yeah, Yard Mastery. If anybody is listening to this live stream, Yard Mastery has sold out. I've been in contact with them, and they really don't have a date yet. And let me tell you why. Because generally, if they run a late run of it now, you're just not going to get a lot of people buying it because they don't see the value of it this late in the season. So probably at the beginning of mid-January, I would say, is when they should start getting it out. Because you want to make sure you have it before February. Now, having said that, if you cannot get the Yard Mastery, and you can get the Let's Go, you can get the Sunnyland 007, which is normally sold at Lowe's, get that instead. Now, if you can't get that, use what you have. Put another round of the Let's Go pre-emergent down there. If you read the bag, it says you can put it down every 6 to 8 weeks. But I will tell you this, if you're having issues with weeds, you're going to have to rotate these formula, guys. Using the same formula over and over and over, the soil, the weed seeds will start to adapt to that. That's why people who use the same pre-emergent on poor, that new generation of seeds, it's like it's encoded in the DNA, and it becomes resistant to that. That's why you have to keep rotating formulas. All right. Somebody said they used Dimension 270. All right. And guys, like I said, I put a question down there. Tell me what weeds are currently in your yard. I would love to know. All right. I'm just making sure that I got all these questions because, I don't want nobody mad at me. Guys, if you're new to the live stream, please hit and hold that like button. That really helps the channel out. Guys, if you have an opportunity, please share this link with somebody else so they can come join the live stream. Tell them BYD is live, answering all your fall and winter questions on these weeds. I focus in on the weeds because that's what people want to get rid of, the weeds here. All right, so now this is what you can expect from your Bermuda grass right now. I'm just reading some notes here. All right, so right now it should start to be fading. Now, having said that, my Bermuda grass is still it has a little green hue to it because we've been just having one of those type of winters. But go ahead and put, you're gonna notice that your grass is turning brown and it's going dormant. Bermuda grass turns brown normally late fall, early winter. It'll be brown. Now, having said that, the roots are somewhat still active. Everything that you put on the yard now should be pre-emergent or something to kill the weeds. Or if you're going to strengthen the roots, you need to put down a formula like Yard Mastery 7020. That's the one in the orange bag that has stress blend on it. Or let's go 5020 if you can find that. Normally you have to go to a site one, somewhere like that, to get that particular formula right there. Guys, 37 likes, 51 people in the live stream. If you're new to the live stream, please hold the like button. Make sure you subscribe to this channel. If you want to donate a super chat, guys, there's nothing but a little small token of appreciation to me for helping you get a better yard or a better lawn next year. All right, let's go. Yeah, let's go. You know what? They said I found Let's Go Stonewall 007 Pro Diamond. I wish Let's Go would just, I guess they call it Stonewall because they just want to sound fancy, or does it actually have anything else in it besides the Prodamine? I've been trying to research that and I can't really get a definite answer on why they call it Stonewall. It sells good with that name, but is there a real big difference? Cedric Johnson said, can I use weed in feed in the wintertime? The answer is no. If you have a Bermuda grass and it's dormant or going dormant, putting down a weed and feed is only going to be a waste of the feed part. That nitrogen is not feeding your yard, and that nitrogen is not going to be stored like a people think, like, oh, it's going to turn into carbohydrates and go into the grass, and then come winter, spring, it's just going to bust out. No. If you put down weed and feed now, and just like us, polar winter blast came down and hit us. Tomorrow it's going to be 70 degrees for the next 4 or 5 days. And your grass starts to grow again. All right. You're going to make it weak because it's going to get it's going to get leggy. It's going to get tall. And all this right here is just going to get flimsy. You'll see it. You don't have to trust BYD. Let it go ahead and get 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 inches tall. And watch come next season, that grass is going to be slumped over. Now, it's going to delay your green up. A lot of people say, well, the grass still grows up through that. Yes, it does, but it's growing too tall. All right. Back to the weed and feed. It's a waste of money this time of the year. Even though you read it on the bag and it says you can apply during spring and you can apply during early fall, this time it's too late. I would not apply it. If you got weeds in your yard, use a liquid weed kill formula. That's going to be your best way to kill off those weeds. All right. Hopefully that answered your question there, Cedric. Also, I have a steep hill with pine straw. Is it a good idea to put down pre-emergent on this hill to prevent weeds? Yes, but you got to remove the pine straw out the way in order for you to get the pre-emergent to make soil contact so you can water it in. I don't suggest you throwing a pre-emergent down on your pine straw. Now, having said that, if this is not growing, this is not where you're growing grass at, I suggest a formula called Preen, P-R-E-E-N. Preen granules are so micro that they'll penetrate or they'll fall down into the pine straw and make it to the soil. The pre-emergent that we're talking about is too big. All right. Some of it may make it down there, but most of it will just get absorbed by that pine straw, and you won't even, you put it down at the correct rate, it's not going to all make it to the bottom of the ground. The preen is more likely to do it. Apply preen when it's completely dry. Don't go out there when it's wet throwing it down. You want it dry so it will fall down in there. Then you can wait a day or so, or you can do it then. Water the crap out of it and get it into the soil. If you have any weeds currently in your pine straw, I will be treating those weeds with a formula like a Roundup, literally. You want to kill those weeds off. If you're spraying around flower beds, you probably can't do that. Well, it's not flower beds, but close to the flowers. But if you have weeds in your pine straw beds right now, spray it with Roundup and kill it off ASAP. Put down the Preen, P-R-E-E-N. P-R-E-E-N, pre-emergent, and that's going to help prevent weeds from coming back. They have two formulas. They have one that's a 3-month, then they have one that's a 6-month. Get the 6-month formula. It's going to cost more, but you're better off protecting yourself over a long period of time versus a little short burst. Generally, I do mine beginning of fall, and then let's say October. Then you got November, December, January, February, March, April. Around March, that 5th month, I go ahead and hit it again if it's supposed to last all the way out that long. Now, if you're afraid, you can put it down in February. You can go 4 months and put some more down. But that's going to be the way to prevent weeds in your pine straw bed. P-R-E-E-N. All right, guys. If you're new to the live stream, please hit and hold the like button. How long have we been on here? Clock says 41 minutes. We got 46 people in the live stream. We got 44 likes. We got one $5 super chat, guys. If you don't know what a super chat is, guys, that's a small token appreciation to me for helping you get a better yard. You can call out the pros and pay. I'm trying to think of the people who spray weeds. We got a couple of them here, but True Green to come out and treat your yard for a year, give them $800, or you can do the super chat and go get you less than $100 worth of chemicals and do it yourself. All right. Let's see. Just make sure I got all the questions out of the way here. I got a question here from King TY. BYD, do you know if there are any universal blade attachments for edging that could fit my string trimmer, specifically for Cabot or Toro brand string trimmers? No, I don't. I'm pretty sure they have one, but I'm gonna be honest with you, that's not something that I get into. I have dedicated string trimmers and dedicated stick edgers, so that's not something that I actually look up. All right, let's see here, guys. I'm just checking. Say lighting off, lighting on. Oh, okay. All right, I'm just checking some stuff here, guys. Don't go nowhere. All right, guys. So if you got any more questions, please hit me in the comments real quick. I just want to make sure I got everything out the way. All right, so let me tell you this real quick. Here are some key things. I did 2 videos on this. Your November lawn care for your Bermuda grass. I'm gonna try to make it quick. You need to mow and bag your yard if you have a lot of weeds. Do not consistently mow your yard with weeds all over it. All you're doing is spreading seeds. If you have weeds in your yard, you need to be treating them with a weed kill for lawn or something specifically made to kill those particular weeds. All right, you need to be getting all the debris off your yard. I got a lot of leaves falling in the back, so I have a mulching kit on my 0 turn, and I just mulch them up. I don't bag them. I make lawn care easy, but I don't go 2 and 3 and 4 weeks waiting for all the leaves to fall down, then go out there. Every week, I'm mulching over those leaves right there. If you got sticks, those little, those acorn nuts that those squirrels like, get them out the yard, blow them out the yard, do whatever you got to do, rake them up, throw them back in the woods, and let the squirrels stay in the woods instead of on your yard. Mowing heights. Your Bermuda grass should be anywhere from 1 to 2 inches. All right. Now, back in the day, I would recommend whatever height you got it at now, keep it at that height until spring. Get your Bermuda grass down to 1 to 2 inches, even if you got to bag it, or you lightly, you go in increments, taking it down before it gets too freaking cold. My theory or my recommendation is I don't like going into next season with 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 inch Bermuda grass and you're having issues getting it down. If you wait till it's hot to try to take down that Bermuda grass, you're going to have a lot of debris going everywhere. It's going to be hard to breathe, and it's just going to be a whole lot harder in the spring trying to take down dormant Bermuda grass. Scalping down to 1 to 2 inches is not scalping down to 0.5 inches or lower, or 1 inch or lower. Most people do not have a lawnmower that can go 1 inch. Do you have to scalp your yard down below 1 inch? Answer is no. You do not have to scalp your Bermuda grass down to 1 inch or lower. Now, excuse me, below 1 inch. Will it help? Yeah, but that's just more work. If you're using a rotary mower and not a reel mower, R-E-E-L, just get it down to 1 inch, guys, even if you got to bag it up. But get that debris off the yard if you take off too much at one time. All right, I'm just checking to see if we got any other things down here. And I don't know if that's going to wrap it up. I just want to get this video out here because a lot of people have been asking me about these questions. And I like to shoot you a live stream to help these people out. Oh, listen. Hold on. Let me make sure I got that right. All right. So if you were experiencing a lot of fungus this year, my recommendation is for you to hit it with one more fungus control treatment before it gets too cold, because you still may have some fungal spores in the ground. If you haven't, don't do it. Wait till the next season to start doing your fungus prevention. All right. So guys, if you don't have any more questions, I just want to make sure. Checking, because I don't want to miss nobody's question. All right, guys, if you're new to the live stream, please hit and hold that like button. Don't forget, I'll be posting another live stream coming up probably next week, either before Thanksgiving, because there's some things you need to do to get your yard ready for Turkey Day if you got people coming over also. All right, you're tuned into Bermuda Grass Central with BYD. This is Michael Bowman, and I'll talk to you soon.